Her son left in a coma on a road to die. Now hear her desperate plea for the hit-and-run driver.
The most anticipated moment in the trial, the masseuse who was alone with Tex MacGyver in his bedroom the day his wife died, takes the stand.
Reunions at the world's busiest airport are not that uncommon, but why is this one so emotional?
And breaking right now, Atlanta police say a man was hit and killed by a CXX train while trying to cross the tracks at Lee Street. A witness told police the man was obviously handicapped and was using a cane to walk. Railroad officials are on the scene. Our 24/7 digital team will bring you any new updates on our 11 Alive news app and on 11alive.com. A hit-and-run victim fighting for his life tonight. His family says he's been in a coma for almost 2 weeks, and so far police have not found the person responsible. Ron Jones spent the day digging into this story. Ronnie, any clues in this case?
Well, Vinny, police say based on evidence left at the scene, they believe they have a very good vehicle description. Now, I spoke with the victim's mom tonight, and she is pleading for the suspect or witnesses to come forward.
31-year-old Brian Sanchez lies motionless in the Gwinnett Medical Center. He's the victim of a hit-and-run driver.
And it's difficult to see him like that.
His mom, Alba Martinez, feels helpless, especially after hearing the diagnosis from doctors.
He's in coma and they don't know he's going to survive.
On March 31st, Brian was riding his motorcycle on Dickens Road at Pepperwood Trail in Gwinnett County when he somehow hits the back of a car and crashes onto the street. Police say after Brian collided with the car, whoever was behind the wheel just kept driving and left him in the roadway.
He no wake up, he no move anything. Because they say all the injury it was in his head, all head.
Detectives believe the suspect was driving a 2009 to 2015 Honda Pilot like the one seen here, with extensive damage to the driver's side taillight and possibly a broken rear windshield or rear quarter window. They're not sure about the color.
This is not a joke. This is a human being, young guy, you know?
Brian's uncle, Angel Marquez, is very close to his nephew. He wants the driver or witnesses to do the right thing.
I hope that whoever is responsible come on forward.
Brian's mom pleading for the driver to come forward.
I just want the people who did that, please.
By the way, Brian is also the father of an 18-month-old baby boy. Investigators say if you have any information about this hit-and-run accident, you're urged to contact police immediately.
All right, thanks so much, Ron. New tonight, a family gets justice 6 years after 25-year-old Charles Parker was shot 4 times, wrapped in a rug, and dumped in a well. Just hours ago, his business partner confessed to the killing. Parker's mother was in the courtroom today when Victor Blackman admitted to taking her son's life. He's going to serve 20 years without parole after confessing to voluntary manslaughter and armed robbery. Prosecutors say Blackham was after $500,000 in a bank account that he shared with Parker. Back in 2012, 1 week after Blackham was added to the account, Parker disappeared. His body was found inside a well in rural Oglethorpe County. Just days after Parker vanished, Blackham tried to get his hands on the money, but the GBI had already frozen that account. Now it's time to check out some of the other big stories. Natisha Lance has your speed feed.
Vinny, right now, students are on alert at Georgia State University after a carjacking and robbery happened close to campus. A GSU student and her friend told police they were sitting in a car early this morning near the intersection of John Wesley Dobbs and Cortlandt Street when 2 men came up asking for directions. Then they pulled out a knife and took the student's red Pontiac G6. Now police are checking security cameras in the area, trying to track down those thieves. A big endorsement in the race for Georgia's next governor. The NRA is getting behind Republican Casey Cagle. The gun rights group gives Cagle an A+ rating for what it calls decades of advancing self-defense rights and the interest of gun owners. Cagle was front and center when Delta ended a discount program for NRA members, refusing to support a big tax break for the airline. That NRA controversy didn't hurt Delta's bottom line at all. The airline posted a record for March earnings, even with higher fuel prices and severe winter weather. CEO Ed Bastian told CNBC the airline gained a lot of fans when it cut ties with the NRA. Bastian also said Delta has no plans to leave the state. We have some sad news to share tonight. Makuta Makuta, that is the 11-year-old boy who's wished to see his mom again touch so many of you, lost his battle with cancer today. We introduced you to Makuta last week. He moved to Atlanta with his father and 7 siblings, but his mother and 4 other children remained in a refugee camp in Zimbabwe. Well, his story gained national attention after he called on his hero, Batman, to help, after Ben Affleck answered the call, responding over Skype. And I'd like to say our 11 Alive family joins with Hospice Atlanta in expressing our deepest sympathies to Makuta's family on both sides of the world.
All right, thank you, Natisha. Who could forget this unbelievable video shot at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru? So the woman pulls a gun on another woman, and this ensues. A lot of you asked us on our Facebook page, what would you do if someone pulled a gun on you? Ron Jones is here to give us some tips on what you're supposed to do, because that's a difficult moment just looking at this photo.
That is a scary situation. If somebody is pointing a gun at you, you're wondering, well, what do I do? Well, the first thing you want to do is panic, right? I mean, that's naturally, that's what you do, right? You shouldn't panic. The first thing you want to do is remain calm. The one thing that we learned in rookie school, we called it rookie school, the police academy, if you're in a domestic violence situation or a tough situation, try to calm yourself down, because if you panic, then the person who has the gun's going to panic. It could turn into a horrible situation. The other thing you want to think about is maintaining eye contact with the person who has the gun, because it creates this humanity in you. You're not just this object, you're a human being.
Even if it's a stranger.
Even if it's a stranger, you want to make eye contact with that individual, because they're just trying to maintain control of this person, but you want to let that person know, I am a person, and you know, treat me as such. The last thing is you do not want to be a hero. You don't want to say, and it looks like that was happening in that Chick-fil-A situation. Oh, yeah. The other young lady was, even though the suspect was pointing the gun, the other young lady was saying, it looks like she was saying, yeah, go ahead and pull the trigger, go ahead and pull the trigger. You don't want to be, I should put in there, a dead hero. Don't try to challenge someone who has a gun. Every situation is different, obviously, Vinny. So, you know, just depend upon...
The eye contact thing is one thing I never even thought about,
yeah.
But it's important.
Yeah, and every situation is different, obviously.
All right. Thanks so much, Rod.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Strangers, now sisters. How an app alert led one Metro woman to find the family she never knew she had.
It's the testimony we've been waiting weeks to hear. Hear what Tex MacGyver's mysterious masseuse said on the stand.
We're tracking a developing storm system for our neighbors out to the west, and this system is moving our way. I'll let you know its impacts on your weekend.
Thank you, Vinny, and everyone in Atlanta. We're playing charades with John Hamm, Emily Ratajkowski, Tariq Trotter. Plus, we have Master Champion Patrick Reed, music from Khalid and Normani. Stay tuned, it's great.